Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. We are currently situated at Papua New Guinea, and today we are going to be doing a review of the Carenado 182, which is to this date the only payware aircraft available for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So without further ado, let's get started. In this video, we are going to be examining this aircraft and take a closer look at all the features that ship with this aircraft. And by the end of the video, I hope that I can provide you with sufficient insight and information to decide whether this aircraft is worth the investment or not. From a 3D modeling perspective and texture quality, Carenado always excels in that department, and this is what we've been accustomed to see with Carenado models, and this model is not an exception. As you can see, the 3D modeling and the texture work is of the highest quality. The aircraft pretty much looks real and at par with the default aircraft in a Microsoft Flight Simulator in terms of the exterior visual quality and the quality of the textures. The interior 3D model and the texture work is again of the highest quality, as you can see. Again, something we would of course expect from Carenado models. And this aircraft again is not an exception in that respect. It looks pretty good. There is some really nice attention to detail here as you look at the rudder pedals and everything else. We can take a closer look here at the instruments. This is the Garmin device. Again, you can see the attention to detail and the quality of the textures, the throttle, propeller, and mixture controls. By the way, these are all default devices, so the autopilot is the default, Microsoft default. And we can look at the switches here. Again, nice attention to detail, very high quality textures, fuel control, and the circuit breakers and the magnetos. So everything in that respect looks pretty good. The aircraft overall 3D design and texture work, in my view, is pretty well done, very well. In terms of the features that ship with this aircraft, there isn't really anything other than what you see here. So there are no ground elements or anything like that, or perhaps I wasn't able to toggle them on and off, but at least from what I see here, there is really no control panel to control the ground elements, and I assume then that they are not modeled. You can, however, open the aircraft window, and the sounds will of course change when the windows are open, and we'll take a look at that as soon as we start the engines. And you can also open the doors, which is kind of cool that you're able to do this, because you're unable to do this in the default aircraft. So let's go ahead and close the door, and what we're going to do, as we normally do in all the aircraft review videos, is we're going to start this aircraft from its cold and dark state, and then we're going to take it for a short spin here around Papua New Guinea airport, or Jackson's airport. Now, I have found that there is an issue with this aircraft, and I've watched a few videos. I am not sure if others are encountering the same problem, but it appears that starting this aircraft from cold and dark is impossible. And what you need to do is you need to start the engines first using Control E, and then turn off all the equipment, all the switches, and then you'll be able to start the aircraft from its cold and dark state. I've seen a couple of videos where people were suffering from the same issue, and I've seen others that started the aircraft right away. Perhaps they did not show the part where they started the engine with the Control E and then started the aircraft from a cold and dark. And to me, that's an issue. And by the way, I have done no tweaks, no modifications. I purchased the aircraft from the marketplace, and it was immediately installed and ready for use in the simulator. All right, let's go ahead and start the aircraft. Battery 1, alternator is on. You can see the system's initializing. The Garmin device is starting up. We're going to put the mixture on full rich, propeller full forward, and we're going to crack the throttle just a bit here. And we're going to start the aircraft. And as you can see, the aircraft does not start. Let's give it another try. And again, the aircraft does not start. So the workaround for this issue is to hit Control E. And now, as you can see, we have a start on the engines. And then if you click, if you turn off the aircraft again, so we're going to put the mixture on we're going to idle. And we're going to put the propeller, again, lean the propeller. And we're going to turn off the aircraft, all the systems here, avionics, battery, and the start switch, the magnetos. And now the aircraft is back in its cold and dark state. And now we will be able to start it from this state, which is the cold and dark state. So if we turn on battery 1 and the alternator, and we put the mixture on full rich, and the propeller on full forward, and the throttle is cracked a bit. You can turn on, by the way, the fuel pump. Doesn't really matter too much, but we can actually now start the aircraft from the cold and dark state, as you can see. So this is definitely a bug that needs to be fixed. And yeah, it's kind of a shame that you get this aircraft, you know, at its price. It should at least work you know, properly. And at this point, it doesn't. At least for me, it doesn't. So I'm reviewing this aircraft exactly how I experience it. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn on the avionics. And we're going to turn on the beacon lights and taxi, nav lights. So all the lights are now turned on. And we can lean the mixture a bit here. And there we go. All right, so we are good. Everything is looking good. Let's go ahead and taxi to the runway, and we can switch here to external view. Again, beautiful, beautiful scene here at Jackson's Papua New Guinea, and the airport is right there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn to the left, and we're going to head over to the runway. Parking brake is released, and let's go. All right, I brought up the frames counter so that you can also look at performance. We're getting about 50 frames now, which is comparable to you know, all the other aircraft, all the general aviation aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I get about the same thing. Some aircraft I get a little more. All right, here we go. The runway is right ahead of us now. And we're going to go ahead and turn on our landing lights. Taxi lights off, and the strobes are on. All right, folks, we are at runway 14 right, and we are ready for departure. And we can take again a note of the frame rate, which is pretty solid at this point. And we're going to put the mixture on full rich, and we're going to give the aircraft full power. And 60 knots, and we're going to rotate. Pretty powerful engines, I must say. All right, so we continue to climb, and we're going to climb to about, I forgot to actually set the altimeter. So let's climb to about 1,000 feet. Beautiful scenery here at Papua New Guinea, and highly recommended area to fly around. Very, very immersive, really fun to fly in this area. All right. So we are approximately 2,000 feet. Let's go ahead and lean the mixture a little bit here. And we're going to ease off on the power. level the aircraft. All right, we're almost level now, and what I can tell you is that this aircraft is a little strange the way it controls, because when I move the yoke, just slight movement, it just really turns, and I do have some response curves there, so I would expect some delay in the response, but no, it actually is almost unrealistic the way it responds. That's my opinion, at least my experience. And let's go ahead and do a turn with left rudder. It behaves as it should. And we're going to do a right turn with right rudder. So it is definitely very fluid. All right, we're going to head back to the airport and land the aircraft. And the airport should be right over there now to our left. So we're going to reduce our power and make a right turn and land the aircraft once again at Jackson's Airport. Overall, I'm not impressed with this Carenado aircraft. Now, set aside the issues that it has at this point, it doesn't really offer much over the default aircraft available in Microsoft Flight Simulator. In fact, I think the default 172 is far better than this aircraft in terms of the quality and the immersion. Yeah, definitely it's got issues, so definitely the startup is a problem, at least for me it is, and I'm sure there are others who suffer the same problem. So that is definitely an issue there with the startup procedure. There is no checklist, and in fact even the integrated checklist that's normally available here is not there for this aircraft. So it's kind of a disappointment that it's not there. I couldn't really see anything that this aircraft offers over what you get in the default set of aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, in my humble opinion, this aircraft is really not worth the investment. It doesn't really bring anything to your experience that you don't already get with the default aircraft. And there's quite a bit of general aviation aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator that you can really enjoy. My absolute favorites would be the 172 and 152. All right, here we go. Let's land the aircraft. There we go. All right, so this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Carenado. I'm not sure what it's doing now. It's doing some really strange things, but yeah, this is the Carenado 182. It is the first payware aircraft available for Microsoft Flight Simulator. My concluding remarks on this Carenado 182 is that it is not worth the investment, to be very honest. It does ship with issues, and it does not really have any other features that would offer something different from what we actually get with the default set of general aviation aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So my recommendation is not to invest in this aircraft and to wait for something a little more immersive and brings value for money. Well, folks, this is pretty much what I wanted to share with you in this video. I hope that you have found this video to be useful and insightful. And if you have any questions, please do post them in the comment section below. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.